Okay, so what we're gonna do now, I've done a bit of work, as I say, from here to here. That's all, pretty much all I've been working. A little bit, tiny bit here, but I haven't really started there. I just warmed that area up. Sometimes I could continue here, but sometimes it can be a bit sore for the person. So there comes a point where you don't want to overwork an area, because if it's been tight a long time, you've worked it, it can be sore to the touch, and then you're no longer effective. I can have a feel of that. I'll sense how it is by just having a feel of it. And you can see she's a bit sensitive just to the touch now. Okay, so I don't want to go in too deep. So I'm thinking that that might be, even if it's not 100% released, and in many cases you won't get it 100%, it's significantly released, but might not be 100%. But it might just come to that point where you go, well, that's enough for today. All right, but I am going to get just a bit more in here. It feels like I can get a bit more out of here, right at the very base of that band there. Okay, but again, really paying attention to her cues. You can see, if her feet are tightening up against. But we don't want to work against that. We never want to make it where the person's like, they're just not responding to my cues, Okay, so I'm just going. My pressure is really working in amongst that. But I could also do the verbal communication and exactly ask her. I want to define what a 10 is. 10 being where it's that tight. It's too much for her. How's that out of 10, what I'm doing now?
I'm okay with that.
You're okay? Yeah. Okay, so again, such an important area is right here, okay? Just above, you can see that's the joint right there, and just above that joint right there. So here's the joint right there, and right above that joint is a major, major anchor point on this band, okay? To the other side of the joint also. And that is one of our key areas that we want to first of all make sure is nice and opened up. Okay, so we could do that with our thumb, we could do that with the chopstick. Sometimes pulling the other toes away so we can open right up in there. And then right into here. And again, right up into there. Okay. Then we can just turn that toe a little bit. And again, coming into here, this being another very important spot, and just seeing if I can get a bit more out of there before I move on to the next area. You can see the blood flowing nicely into her toe, and I'm going to let her breathe. Because after I've done this band, I want to come in and work this band. So again, just using my thumb to work that. Right? Again, I can hold there and move that joint side to side. Still kind of tight. Can stretch the toe like that to get into this next area. So when I'm working the end of this band here, I don't want to come into this area here. I want to start below that nail bed area. And again, just holding the spot and then gently working over it. This can be a very intense spot. And then working up that band. And allowing her just to breathe into that. Taking the pressure off. And then to here. Feel how tight it is in here. And again, just letting her breathe into that. Making sure we're breathing. You can see a nice little area there where I've been working. And I can really feel it again, this first joint. Yeah, the wind blowing. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm just working over where she's tight there and holding it. So again, just turning that toe. So I'm putting pressure with this finger here and with this thumb here and just creating a turn in it, turning it back the way it's meant to be, away from this. And then holding here while moving the toe back and forth a bit and then caressing over it. And then I can come in with a little bit more intensity in here. And just hold that and let her breathe into it. Can feel a bit like somebody's hitting you with a hot poker in this spot. And then just caressing over that. And I think she's doing extremely well. This can be a very sore spot, so I give her all respect for being able to handle it. Again, letting her breathe. You can feel a lot of jammed energy in here. Started to really let go nicely now. And I can use my thumb across here now. That's before I get into too much of this joint. Doing very well. Yeah, great release, yeah. Coming back into this spot here. And letting her breathe into that. Just moving a little bit. Now we can start to come into, as we let her breathe a bit, and then we're going to focus on this next band as well. So we've got actually quite a nice release out of this one, and this one, which are going to then make up that delta band there. A lot of energy moving. These were some of her tightest bands. You can just gently come in and work that a little bit more. Starting to turn that toe. We're starting to see a little bit more movement happening in that toe. here, and this has started to let go nicely. So we can even then follow that up a little bit more into here. You can start to see that delta band starting to let go. A fair bit of energy moving. We could come and redo some massage on the head.